Going on to all of my Pisces. So let's get into it. So I essentially squashed the beef with such and such. And look, I ain't trying to hear any of the haters, any of the stuff that the haters is talking. All of that gobbledygook, all that other type of stuff. I ain't trying to listen to anything that them that they talking. So you have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, the Six of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Magician. Obviously, the Six of Cups, you got it. That means that somebody is trying to come back. But the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, you moving forward, trying to get to know other people, Seven of Swords, it just seems like it's too much of hard work. The Seven of Swords, this is a person that's essentially broken, trying to get to know people. It just seems, that's my cat. It just seems like a lot of people are broken right now. And a lot of you Pisces aren't really with all of that. The idea of trying to piece together people who are pretty much broken. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So, as a result, a lot of you Pisces are like, oh, okay, cool. But because you see them, you see straight through them, and you don't want to get involved with them, right? Because a lot of you Pisces are becoming more aware of what you've got going on. And, and you know that you don't want to talk to them. You know that you don't want to have anything to do with them, right? And when I say with them, I mean anybody who essentially is broken, and you know that these people are essentially that. They're broken. So the Hierophant and the Six of Wands is about, what your gut says. You know how your gut feels, right? The Hierophant is very much so a Taurus card. It's Jupiter too, but Taurus. And what's one of the similarities that both what's one of the similarities that both Sagittarius and Taurus both have in common? Their ability to gain weight, their ability to be big people, right? Physically large. So I'm not necessarily saying that that's neither good or bad. It just depends on the situation. But what I am trying to say, though, is that these are people who tend to be large people, right? The nourishment of the nervous system, right? The guts, right? The nourishment, the fuel that the body takes. So the Hierophant is about listening to that higher self, from very much so listening to your guts, listening to your own instinct, right? Listening to what that part of your brain tells you, and it communicates it to you through your cortisol, right? Which is the stress hormone, right? Your cortisol, or the stress chemical in your body, your guts, right? Your heart, right? And those three things are letting you know, like, hey, something is wrong. And what you know is wrong is these people are dysfunctional, right? People who act like this, essentially, you're trying to get to know them, and they are putting their dysfunctions all out there, right? As soon as you meet them, right, they're always talking to you about, some stuff that they're not going to do. This dysfunction, that dysfunction, they got this going on. They're in debt. This is what you got going on. This is what it is that you got going on, right? And I'm not saying you, I'm saying them. This is what they've got going on. This is what they've got going on. You listen to what it is that they have to say. And if you Pisces obviously listen to them, you'll realize, oh, something wrong with you, right? So I can't hang out with you anymore. The Six of Wands is that this moving forward, because the Six of Wands is very much so about moving forward and making that I don't know, that transition, right? Like, I don't mean that transition into the spirit world, but I mean like the transition in the sense of moving forward, like, oh, okay, and then completely being like, oh, okay, this person's messed up. Okay, let's begin to talk to somebody else. So the Ten of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups represents this being a situation for you where, as a result, the Ten of Swords is about the Ten of Swords is very much so an ending card, right? The tens usually represent some sort of ending in certain cases, and this is one of those times where it represents an ending. So the Ten of Swords is about like I don't know. The Ten of Swords is about how can I put this in words? Like I know what it is that I want to say, but I have problems putting it into words because I know I'm good at tarot. So in this society, when you're too good, when you're too good, you can get reprimanded if you're too good doing something. People start hating, people start getting mad. But I just don't know what to say sometimes. But the Ten of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups is now that what you'll find is that with people who are dysfunctional, now that you've moved on from them, that's the very same time that they're going to come back. They're going to say, hey, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do the other. They're going to try to do something to reach out to get your attention again. The Seven of Pentacles and the Magician is about how you're not going to care about what they've got going on because you've got your own thing going on too. The Seven of Pentacles is very much so about like picking, right? Picking and choosing. So by the time when they do come back, you would have essentially emotionally moved on. And that's my cat. And the Magician is about how, because it hurt, but it didn't necessarily hurt. Like how it is that I was able to forgive what's her face. It hurt. I was upset. It took pretty much 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours, I'm pretty much right back at it again. Because it's about what it is that you Pisces are doing, right? It's about moving past stuff. It's about moving past certain things because you can't harper on or pay attention to the dysfunctions and the downright dysfunctionality that certain people have. You understand what I'm saying? You have to put certain things, you have to put certain things aside to be able to understand that it's about something bigger than this. Because that's essentially the story of a person who finds out that there's something greater, right? In every movie, it's the same thing. It's always the same story. It's a person that's coming up, that's growing up, that thinks of themselves as being trash, and then they think of themselves as being trash, and then they gotta essentially go on a journey where they go on that journey, and then they find out that there's something more, right? They have a whole birthright and legacy. And then what happens after that is that then they got to team up with people that, it's this whole group of people that they got to team up with. And it's a culture shock because it's a huge culture shock on top of it because, you don't necessarily know these people. You didn't even have a group. You didn't even have a clan. Group of people that you can count on. You mainly doing it by yourself. And now all of a sudden, not only do you have to learn to work on teams, which are kind of out of practice doing, but you need to work on teams with a relatively large group of individuals, right? Like the Avengers, pretty much. So that's the story, right? That's the story of every person that understands that there's something greater than this. And it's about moving past that, right? But it's also about listening to your gut whenever it is that your gut or your entire body is letting you know that there's something off with this person. And, even when they choose to come back, essentially don't really choose to hang out with this person too much like that. Because if they come back, you can move past it in the sense that you don't want to talk to them and stuff like this. But always remember, like, nah, these people are dysfunctional. And that if you do choose to hang out with them, they're going to blame you for all types of stuff. They're going to reprimand you. They're going to do all types of other stuff that ain't even got anything to do with whatever the case may be or whatnot, you know, and they may even throw some sass on it. So, you know, like I said, in this society, you got to understand, like, this is why it is that I try to prep a lot of people when it comes to dating through this channel. Is because, again, the flyer you are is the more people going to try to reprimand you in this society. So you, wow, that went far. Hold on. So in this society, sorry about that. These cards keep flying all over the place. But in this society, people are going to essentially reprimand you if you're very good. If you're real fly, people are going to reprimand you. They're going to get upset. They're going to play all types of games. So the situation for you Pisces, right? Let's clarify the Hierophant. So the situation for you is understand and to keep that in mind, right? Right? I myself need to keep that in mind. The better you are, because I have a Pisces ascendant myself, the better you are is the more people are going to be mad at you with no real justification. Just be mad and all types of goofy stuff. So anyway, my cat wilding. But you have the Knight of Wands, the Tower, the King of Pentacles, and then you have the Five of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is that the Knight of Wands, the Tower, the King of Wands, and the Five of Swords represents how. So since you've taken the position of the Hierophant, right? A Hierophant is what? A person who is in tune with some sort of higher power, and that higher power ultimately is yourself. When we start talking about higher powers and your higher self, we're talking about divinity. That's what it is that we're talking about. Because there's no such thing as divinity that isn't you, essentially. Right? The Knight of Wands, the Tower, the King of Wands, and the Five of Swords is about just that. They could be coming in super quickly, letting you know all this other stuff that they into you. But ask them some questions and find out who they are. Find out their position. Find out what they like. Let them talk. And more than likely, they're going to tell you a bunch of stuff that you wouldn't have necessarily known about them, obviously, because you're just getting to know them. But when someone tells you, when someone shows you how, oh boy, when someone shows you how dysfunctional they are, believe them. Because they're not going to get any better. They're probably going to get worse. Their dysfunction is probably going to get worse. Okay. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Six of Cups, all right? I am not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Oh, anyway. Anyway, okay. So to clarify the Six of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Strength, and the Three of Wands. So to clarify the Six of Cups, the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Cups represents, as a result, this person based upon reflection, understand that they know that they were playing games, but now they understand that they made a huge mistake. But have they sincerely changed for the future long term? The Strength, that no, they haven't. So it's time for you to move forward. So let's sum this up. So in essence, some of you Pisces may have gotten to know somebody very recently. You're getting very adept or very good at spotting, oh, this person is dysfunctional, right? At spotting who's dysfunctional. So a lot of you Pisces was like, nah, you're not messing with them, because they started to tell you certain things about themselves, all types of stuff about things about themselves, and a lot of things you do not necessarily want in a person, right? They got these types of issues, that type of issues, you know what I mean? This type of issues. You know, we all know the regular stuff. You know, they I can't trip it, but they got issues, you know, they have, you know, they're not really with anybody. They have little ones and they're still not with anybody. They're super disrespectful. They'll tell you off. They'll tell you what they're not going to do. I am not going to do this. Aren't I a good partner? So a lot of you Pisces knew what time it was, and what time it was to get out of there. So let's clarify the Magician now, right? Oh, if you're finding value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called a link tree. Click on it. It'll redirect you to a website that has my Instagram page, the books that I have that are on Amazon, private tarot readings, right, which is my website, as well as my email address, okay? The Teespring store is there too, right? Clothing store, anything from pants, shirts, hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs is there. And if you don't necessarily want to pay me through my pay me through my website, then always feel free to contact me through my email, Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com. All right. Am I going to end this? Oh, no, I got to clarify the Magician. Sorry about that. I am not going to do this. I am not going to cook. Aren't I a good partner? No, you are not. So to clarify the Magician, you have the Five of Wands, the Emperor, the King of Cups, and then the Five of Cups, right? And then people may end up blaming you for some stuff that they're doing. I'm blaming you because... Anyway, the Five of Wands and the Emperor represents... The Five of Wands, the Five of Wands and the Emperor represents, yeah, these people are going to blame you for some goofy stuff. You already know that, Pisces. You know, Pisces represents the trash can of the zodiac, where, again, because you're the opposite sign of Virgo, you got to understand that this is what's going to happen. People are going to blame you for all types of goofy stuff, you know. If the sky falls, if it starts raining, you know what I mean? If Meatloaf on Tuesday, you know, gets canceled, you got to understand that if that's the case, please take into consideration that if anything happens, it's going to be your fault. And like I said before, the better you are in this society, the better you are is the more they need to reprimand you for it. So don't take any of the goofy stuff that certain people say. The King of Cups and the Five of Cups represents, just let them hate on from afar and let them talk up underneath their breath. I don't like you, Pisces. They're going to try this with somebody else and they're going to meet the wrong one, because they're going to get the same games played on them that they would have tried to play on you if you would have actually taken them seriously enough to date them. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up to 10,000 subscribers. So yeah, let's get it, right? Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos.